am I gonna do?
Your love.
understand you by and by. Just move on up toward your destination. Though you may find from time to time complication. Bite your lip and take the trip. Though there may be wet road ahead and you cannot slip, just move on up. For peace you'll find into the steeple of beautiful people where there's only one kind. So hush now, child, and don't cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. Move on up and keep on wishing. Remember your dream is your only scheme, so keep on pushing. Take nothing less than the supreme best. Do not obey rumors people say, but you can pass the test. Just move on up to a greater day. With just a little faith, if you put your mind to it, you can surely do it. Just move on up. Move on up. We move on up. Watch out, we just move on up. We move on up. Move on up.
All right, guys, I'm ready to start. We got a few people in the live stream. I think it's okay to start now. So before I get into it, I want to welcome everybody. I decided to switch it up today. I knew the race was finishing early and I had time just to see how this works out and what do you guys think about it. You guys can let me know later on. So I want to welcome Brandon No Name. Good to see you. Jonathan Johnson. Austin Nance, welcome. Kenny Ono, welcome. Viper 199 GT, welcome. Don Bender, welcome. That's it for now. Hopefully more people will join in. So before I get into my thoughts on the race, I want to read some comments, see what you guys have to say. Brandon No Name says, hey, we got 3 and 4 wide racing. So, you know, it could be 10 wide. For me, this was one of the most boring races of the year. I know the ending was exciting, just like every pack race. It always ends exciting because these cars are inches apart, and the race is coming to an end. So you know there's going to be a wreck. You know these guys are inches apart. As you could see right here, yeah, this is the end of the race. They're inches apart. There's a wreck happening. You don't know who's going to win. So that does manufacture some excitement. However, I want to remind people, this race was 3.5 hours from beginning to end. Does the end of the race actually make up for the first 3 hours and change of conga lines? Yeah, it was 3 wide, sometimes 4 wide. I don't care. Like, it's just conga lines. There's people that always complain about lack of passing at other tracks. Why don't they complain here? It's just conga lines. They're doing this all day, the lines next to each other, And every time they do this, they count the rows of cars passing each other as passes. So when you look at the stat sheet, it looks amazing. Like, oh my God, there was 1 million passes today. Yet you sit there, you watch this on TV, you sit through 3 hours of this, and it's just conga lines next to each other, inches apart, outside of waiting for somebody to make a mistake or do something dumb and cause a wreck. Where's the excitement? You look, I know everyone hates Texas, and I'm not here to sell Texas on people, but I'll take what we saw at Texas any day over this. Any day. That's real racing. This is manufactured, and yeah, this couple of laps at the end of excitement to me is not enough to make up for sitting through 3.5 hours of boring conga lines. Outside, and if you take the wrecks out of it, what the fuck are you watching? Like, I don't get it. I see people on social media talking about what a great race this was. They're trying to sell the idea that this was great racing. It wasn't. This is the same thing we see at every pack race: Daytona, Talladega, and now Atlanta. Atlanta wasn't that bad this year because for some reason it seems like there was tire wear and the track is weathering in a bit, and it created these. You didn't really have pack racing like you do here. So it wasn't that bad. And hopefully that's a sign that it continues going in that direction. If it does, maybe we will end up with some good solid racing. But this is what you see at every fucking pack race every year, every Daytona, Talladega. Um, People always ignore the first 3 hours of the race where it's just boring conga lines. I don't get it. I'm sorry. This doesn't make up for it. That the last 2 or 3 laps of, oh my God, edge of your seat, the big wreck, when is it gonna happen? Who's gonna win? That doesn't make up for fucking sitting through 3.5 hours of boring conga line racing. This for me is one of the worst races of the year. Um, Even the road courses were better than this. Like I said, Texas, way better than this. You actually had real racing and passing going on. If you can complain about Texas or other tracks where it's hard to pass, how do you not complain about pack racing, which you're stuck in a conga line? I don't get it. So, okay. Jonathan Johnson, high disco so close for Kevin Harvick, and great eighth place finish for Haley Deegan. She hung back until the end of the truck race, but I dislike those haters who was still bashed Haley. I didn't watch the truck race, so I don't know what happened. That is a decent finish, but like I said, pack racing, anybody can win. Anybody, you could finish anywhere in the track. You don't know. It's crazy. It's meaningless to me. Like, she survived. Um, I root for her. I really do, but it doesn't mean anything. And people bashing her, if they were, it's the same thing, man. These guys, they have it in for a driver. There's nothing they can do to ever change their mind. It's just the way it is. Um, you can't pay too much attention to it. Uh, Jonathan also says, I bet their favorite driver did the same thing and they gave him credit. So makes, yeah, that's welcome to sports. That's how fans are. It depends who's involved. They'll define one person and then they'll bash another person for the same exact thing. People are hypocrites. It's the way it is. Austin, welcome. Brandon No Name says, have you heard the rumors about Atlanta being right after Daytona 500 next year? No, I haven't. But I'll tell you this. They might as well put it back to back and get it out of the way. Like, I don't know if that would be the worst thing. Just get it out of the way right away. So that really wouldn't bother me that much. You might as well put all of these pack races back to back, as far as I care. Austin says, "Man, I'm so torn. Happy for Blaney though. I guess whoever you like did not finish well." Kenny Ono, I made it live. Day made. Oh, I appreciate that. Rest in peace, Bubba. Next week. Yeah, he's pretty much done. That being said, I don't think he has anything to be ashamed of. If you look at the playoffs, he has been one of the best performers of everyone in the chase. Like, literally outrun most of the people in the chase. Um, but because he started at the back, didn't have a lot of, bonus points through the year, it was going to be very difficult for him. But just to get to the next stage, I mean, of the playoffs, um, yeah, he has nothing to be ashamed of as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I think it's over. It's pretty much done. He's not really good at road courses. He has improved a lot, but it is what it is. Just keep showing up week after week, putting in the same effort. He continues to show a lot of improvement as a race car driver. Just looking at the last couple of years, I'm happy with his continued growth and the direction he's going. So, yeah, but next week it'll be over, and it is what it is. Viper says, "Glad I could catch another stream, especially early." Yeah, I'm glad you could make it, man. Don Bender, welcome. The only thing I could find about September 30th was that the ending day to was the ending day to release their yearly content, January to something September 3rd. Yeah, there's apparently no news. Um, I was under the impression that, just judging by what most of the community was saying, exclusivity is over. And September 30th is going to be a big day, that once that day comes, all will be revealed. That's the vibe I got. Technically, maybe I was wrong on that. I don't know if anyone actually said that we were going to hear something. NASCAR has nothing to say. I'm still waiting for this big announcement regarding console games. I guess we're going to have to wait on that. I don't know what's happening. I've been trying to figure things out, but I'm not surprised. I kind of told people I got a funny feeling things aren't going to work out exactly like people expected. Um, who knows? Jonathan says two drivers were taken to the hospital because of a crash in the truck race. One was released, the other was released as well, but has a fractured vertebrae. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, but guess what? That's what you get at places like Daytona, Talladega with this type of racing. Anybody in NASCAR who claims that they care about safety is full of shit. Point blank. Uh, hold on. Well, looks like a lot more people are joining. Good to see that. See, Don Bender says the other story that came up under two different media organizations was EA and Codemasters 24 NASCAR 24 champions. Somebody sent me a message concerning that. I haven't heard anything about it, but this doesn't sound legit to me until it's confirmed. First of all, if September 30th was this big date, like, that means, if this is true about NASCAR 24, a game coming out next year, that means they would have already had to be working on the game without a license. That doesn't make sense to me. That's why I don't believe it. Unless there's something I'm not hearing, I don't get it. Where is this coming from? Has this been confirmed? I don't believe it. Until it's confirmed, I won't believe it. Um, I don't even know what that's about. I really don't. You know, how do you start working on a game when you can't even have a license? So if this game is NASCAR 24 coming out next year, or who knows when, that means they've already worked on the game up to this point. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know anything about that. Somebody else may know something that I don't. Viper says, kind of wish Harvick won. Oh, well, a few more races left. Austin, this is a great start time. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, a lot of these races end a lot later, so it's hard for me to do a live stream, um, especially since at the end of my shift, I am at work. I go home around 10 o'clock, and I do have other responsibilities. So I think Sundays would be better, and it looks like a lot more people are joining, which is good to see. But I don't know. If I can try to do live streams on Sundays instead, I'll try. I don't want to promise anything. Let's see. I'm happy this race didn't last long. It felt long to me. It's boring. 3.5 hours is long uh, for staring at conga lines. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that. Day, welcome. What if racing? Welcome. Good to see you. I'm ready for the super speedway rant. I'm ducking and covering. Look, man, I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum. I don't want to keep screaming about it because you guys know how I feel. And did this race actually do something different to make me change my mind about pack racing? Of course not. It's the same thing. And they were 3, 4 wide from the start of the race. So you can't even say, oh, it was only 2 lines and blah blah. Yeah, it was 3, sometimes 4 wide, still boring conga lines. Where you are for the first 90% of the race is meaningless. Except for the stage points, it doesn't matter. You have to survive to the end, and then anybody can win. Um, I don't know how anybody can really enjoy this. Like, everyone talks about the end of the race. I want you guys to think about that for a second. The end of these races is always exciting because these cars are inches apart. You know you're going to get a wreck at the end, and you don't know who's going to win. Look, they're making a big deal of this photo finish, right? But almost every fucking pack race is a photo finish. It's it doesn't mean the racing itself is good. It's just the way the physics of this type of racing works. You're in a pack. So of course you're going to get photo finishes. Of course you're going to get wrecks. Um so if you take the last 2 or 3 laps that all this shit happens in, and you push that to the side, and you just look at the rest of the fucking 3+ hours of racing, what did you actually see? Boring. So don't tell me this was a great race because you're only focused on the last 2 or 3 laps. That doesn't make it a great fucking race. I'm sorry. You can miss the race, set up an alarm, right? When there's 3 laps to go, boom, tune in. There's your race. I'm sorry. I know there's people out there that don't want to hear that. They don't like hearing it. There's going to be people on social media telling you how amazing this race was. They're full of it. They're full of shit. They're full of shit. Don't tell me that staring at a conga line of cars next to each other for 3 hours is fun. Compare this to Texas. All right? Everyone hates Texas. That is a real race. People were making passes, making adjustments to the car. Um, I I'll take Texas every fucking time over this garbage. This is boring. This race was a 4 out of 10 for me. And it was a 4 out of 10 based on a playoff. Like, there was playoff implications, so that adds drama. If it wasn't a playoff race, it would be a 3 out of 10. This was garbage. So let's see what they says. At least we saved the big wreck for the end, but I hope everyone's okay. I agree. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of wrecks, but there was two others. There was the one with Bush and Chastain early at the end of the first stage, and then there was that other wreck Keselowski caused. So yeah, I mean, wreck take out these wrecks and this finish. It's boring. You cannot give me a product that lasts 3.5 hours long, and the only thing you can point to as being exciting are the wrecks and the finish, the last two laps. Bullshit. So I'm glad we got what if in the house, man. This is good. I'm excited. Let's see. Day says 3/5, 3 out of 5 race for me. This may sound crazy to me, but it is hard to pass at Talladega. Yeah, you can't pass. You can't pass unless a hole opens up and you have help. Any race where you are dependent on someone else to move forward, that's not real racing. That's not real racing. Give me Texas every time over this. And I'm not here to tell you Texas is great, but tell me Texas was not way better than this. That this is not real racing. Project 94, welcome. Literally went to the movie theater to watch Paw Patrol for the first half of the race, came back and realized how little I've missed. Not surprised. Thank you. You don't miss anything. All you need is to watch the last 5, 10 laps of the race. There's your race. You don't miss it. Nothing that happens in the early part of the race matters. Look at Denny Hamlin, went down a lap, and look where he finished. This is crazy. Day says Atlanta is low key better. Feel free to criticize. Well, like I just said earlier, Atlanta, it is starting to change. I hope this is a trend. I hope it wasn't just a one-off. Um, the cars did start to kind of spread. There was kind of a little tire wear involved. I don't think Atlanta is as bad as Daytona and Talladega. I agree. It was low key better. Was it great? No. It could be in the future. I don't know. There were things I saw about the last Atlanta race that I did like. It surprised me. So I don't want. So take that if you think that I'm looking for reasons to criticize or to say, well, this guy, he's never going to like it no matter what happens. That's not true. Show me a reason. Atlanta, the last race at Atlanta was the best of that new configuration that we've had. Does that mean the track is weathering in fast? Does that mean I don't know what it means, right? I want to see more before I make a judgment. But if that track is trending towards more tire wear, man, that is a good thing. Maybe NASCAR can tweak a few things and make it where it's not pack racing, right? There's a possibility there. So who knows, right? I'm open to that possibility. But Daytona, Talladega is just never going to be different. This is the way it is. Um, it's garbage. This was a horrible race. But people are looking at the ending and they're telling you what an amazing race it was. I'm sorry. I don't know what they're looking at. You can't sit through 3 hours of a fucking boring conga line fest. And then because the last few laps, like every pack race, is exciting, and you get this inches apart finish. Oh my God, that makes it a great race? No. Okay. Brandon Solomon, welcome. Diehard, welcome. More people joining. I think Sundays are. I don't know if this works out. I'm gonna try to push for Sunday, late Sunday, and maybe more people can join. Again, I want you guys, if you can, at any point, even after the live stream, in the comment section, let me know what you think of the live stream being, Sunday, late Sunday instead of Monday. Um, is it better for you? I don't want to make promises. Like I usually do this from work, and anything can happen. So yeah, I really don't want to paint myself in a corner. So Austin says, "Yeah, I love the tire wear. I'm with you, brother." Yeah, I mean, shit, just a little bit of tire wear, it'll improve any race. Kenny Ono says, "I left until the last 25 laps." Good for you. Anything you did during that time was a better use of your time than to sit there and stare at a fucking conga line. If you tune in for the last 25 laps, okay, you got your race. You didn't miss anything. Brandon No Name says Texas is gonna be good once the PJ1 wears off. I honestly don't hate Texas as much as other people. Now, I agree with people. It was better. They did the reconfiguration was a terrible idea. I agree. I don't want people to say, "Oh, this guy thinks that this is no." But it happened. They did it. There's no going back. So I'm judging it for what it is. I think there's potential. I really enjoyed last week. I really enjoyed Texas. Um, I thought it was a really good race. It wasn't great, but it was really good. And I think if you get more and more tire wear, it's just going to get better. And I'm telling you, a lot of these races that people complain that it's hard to pass, one groove track, is better than this. It's better than that. Okay? So, yeah, I think there's potential. Jonathan says, funny thing, there was a debate on would you rather after the halfway of this race be in the middle of it or at the back? I said at the back of the pack, I want finish damn race or win. Yeah, you never know because a wreck could happen anywhere. And you saw where Keselowski caused that wreck. That was near the back. There is no safe place. You're in a pack of people, and all you could do is hold the car. I did 5 pack races on iRacing this week, and 2 times I was leading, and I fucking got wrecked while leading because idiots were bumping me in the corner. Okay, I fucking hate it. I hate it. This is not real racing. Brandon No Name says if Brad didn't catch the wall after the initial contact, that car would have said, yeah, it did look like I don't know if it was it his car or somebody else that actually almost got off the ground. Um, yeah, you never know, man. No matter how much technology is put into it, you can't predict what's gonna happen. You just never know, man. And these tracks, another besides how boring they are the most dangerous races. They are uniquely dangerous, right? Racing's dangerous. We understand that. We know what these guys sign up for. But I don't like putting them in these fucking situations and you get this, man, and you're inches apart. It's gonna always happen. Samuel Smith, welcome. Just got in here. Has anyone heard about who will make the next NASCAR video game? Nope, there's no news on that yet. I don't know, man. I'm hoping. I don't know when NASCAR is making this. Maybe now that September 30th came and went, maybe sometime this week or next week we hear something. I don't know. There are people in the community who said they know something. For some reason or another, they can't reveal information, whatever the case is. So I'm just hoping that we hear something soon. Give me something to talk about. Um, I have nothing right now. I wish I had some information, but I don't. Austin says Bubba can build off this year and he's legit. 100% I agree. The idea that this guy doesn't belong in Cup, anybody who says that is automatically disqualified from being a legitimate uh crit 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 I was gonna say criticizer. That's not a good word. um, their opinion's not valid in my opinion. That's my opinion, right? I can't take someone seriously. Um, the guy's done really good, and if you just look at the playoffs, he has outrun a lot of people. He did not have a good race today, but you don't know what you're going to get at a plate race. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. You know, I don't take these races as seriously as other people, but he's had a great playoffs. He has shown up under pressure. He's done almost everything you could expect. He's just too far behind in points to do anything. I don't think there's anything he could do next week. Road courses, he's never been his strength. And even there, I've pointed out he has improved dramatically. So he's gone from absolutely being atrocious to being mid-level. That's a huge move forward. So if he's just kind of mediocre at road courses, um, that's much better than where he was. And he keeps putting the work in. Um, he has outrun a lot of the guys in the chase. That's a fact. If you just look at every race, look at Truex. He's had one of the worst playoffs. He hasn't done a damn thing in the playoffs, but because he had such a great regular season, he's built up a lot of cushion. So he's still in it and he can still pull it out, right? And that's a good thing, right? A lot of people criticize the playoffs, including myself, with the way it's handled. But I do think that the people who have run well during the regular season have a much better opportunity in the playoffs than they did before. So NASCAR has improved it. They still have a way to go, but like I said, just in comparison, Truex has had an awful playoffs. He's one of the worst of the people in the playoffs. So, but he has that cushion. Hope that young man holds his head high. Yeah, me too. I think he's got a lot to be proud of. You know, Diehard says Herbst is so much better than people give him credit for. Like he came back to the front and made moves. Okay. I can't judge people on pack racing. It's just me. Yeah. I give him credit. Like avoiding any problems, not really causing a problem, right? Especially if you're kind of a rookie, pack racing, you might make mistakes. So I give him credit for that. But yeah, where you finish, where you came from, like you can literally in one lap come from the rear to the front. We've seen it. So um, that is a product of pack racing. So I'm not trying to take credit away from him, but I just want to say, like, slow your roll. He gets some credit, but it is what it is. I want to see on a regular racetrack what he does. He definitely has talent. So Day says Bubba's starting to find his groove. Truly, yeah. Listen, it's not a fucking how can I put this? It's not just luck. He did it last year. A lot of people forget during the middle of the season last year. I don't remember if it was a stretch of like 10 to 12 races. He was, if not the best, one of the top three cars week after week during that middle stretch. And people forget that. So he's been fucking a lot better. And at different tracks. So I was afraid in the beginning that okay, he's just gonna have a knack for pack racing. But no, the guy is legitimately worked on his craft and made big improvements. So I think as long as they stick with him, they don't play around too much like making changes. I'm not a fan of these teams switching out the entire pit crew at the last minute. Like whether they're having a bad couple of races or a good couple of races, you got to let these people stick together for the long haul. Booty Barker is, I think he has chemistry with Bubba Wallace. I think he gets him. They've butted heads, right? We've heard Bubba Wallace snap and I don't like all the times. Like there are times he says things or just reacts in a way that I don't like. I'm not saying he does everything great, but I kind of understand what's going on, and I just hope that his support system around him, which is led by people like Booty Barker and his spotter, right? These are the people that need to always be there for him. And we've seen other drivers clash with like just butt heads on the radio with their crew chief. So that's not as big a deal as people think it is. And I think Booty Barker gets him. And they have something there. So I just hope they keep these guys together and just ride this out for a while. Now, if in the next 3 years they don't continue to improve, then maybe you got to make some changes. But that those are my thoughts on that. So Jonathan says Kevin Harvick did a fantastic job, played it smart, came close. Second's really good at the end of the day. Didn't get the push he wanted, but was able to slow down Ryan again. Got second. Yeah, he ran well, but like I said, you don't know. Um, the last corner, you could make a move, and it's like, oh, this guy just fucking stuck his nose there. It's like it is what it is, man. It's pack racing. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get this fucking thing down. Day says yes. Shout out to Riley Herbst. He did gnarly today. 36 was something fast. Yeah. Uh, Austin says to Jonathan, 1000% agreed. Die Hard. But having them all in a row makes injuries more likely. Yeah, you're inches apart, wide open throttle. When something does happen, the chances of injury are much greater than at other tracks. I'm sorry. These are the most dangerous races. What if says having no new NASCAR game killed my channel. I'm just glad I moved on from it. Yeah, man. Look, just as quickly as people and it's not just what if everyone in this kind of atmosphere, they've all suffered, right, from the lack of new NASCAR games, or not just not a new game, not even being able to play Ignition. It's not even a playable product. So not even being able to play that game, it's really hurt the community. I feel for you guys, but just as quickly as that happened, if we get an announcement, if things turn around, if somebody finally at some point puts out a game and it's actually decent, right? You'll get right back into it. I have no doubt. So don't give up. Um, it sucks, man. It's hurt the whole community. Jonathan says Tony Stewart said at Atlanta the super speedway cars is cheaper, which I doubt, especially if one can't be reused or having to buy new cars, adding more on the schedule. It won't be cheaper anymore. Yeah, I don't know why how it's cheaper. And you wreck these cars. These cars are destroyed at these tracks. Like other tracks, you could save a car. I don't know how it's less expensive. I mean, just because he's Tony Stewart doesn't mean he knows everything. I don't agree with that. Austin says some really hard hits this weekend. Yep. Welcome to pack racing. Die Hard. Dega was better than Texas. Nope. Sorry. Disagree, man. uh, Disagree with that. Viper says true. A lot of people forget often boring beginning, middle parts of the race and don't factor that into the final race. Yeah, it's like okay, the last thing you remember is the ending, and then it's like, oh, you just sat through a fucking 3.5 boring hours, and you got a crazy finish, and it's like, oh, look, it was a great race. No, Austin says I'll give it a 5 out of 10, being kind. R. Lacani, welcome. Just curious, how much of this race did you watch? If you know it will be bad, then why tune in at all? Just sit this one out and save 3, 4 hours of your weekend. I kind of agree with you, but at the same time, I watch it because I want to be fair. And if I am talking about this stuff, it's is it really fair for me to talk about a race I didn't watch? That's why you don't hear me talking about the truck race because I didn't watch it. I don't really know what happened there. Um, so how can I speak of a cup race that I didn't watch? So that's why I do it. I don't think it's fair, right? For me to like if I'm going to tell you how boring and what a waste of time it was, then I want to be able to tell you because I saw it for myself. Um, and if there is a chance that the race turned out to be better than I thought, then I can actually say, yeah, you know what, it was kind of better than I thought it would be. I can't do that if I just tune in at the end. So that's a good point. But for me in particular, because I do talk about this stuff, you guys tuning in, like, how are you gonna listen to my opinion on that if I didn't watch the whole race? That's why I watch. Mark Forget says I was playing NR 2003 during the first stage and didn't miss a thing. There you go. You made better use of your time. Diehard says 7 out of 10. Okay, man. Austin says, I want to see them run the normal package at Atlanta next time, but I know that's a long shot. Yeah, I think they just dead set on this pack stuff. I don't see NASCAR. That would take a lot of balls to say, we're going to go in a different direction. Let's try the regular package and see what happens. I would love to see that. And I think the community, for the most part, I think just out of curiosity, even people that like this pack racing stuff, I'm sure they would tune in with a lot, like with a magnifying glass to see what would happen. I would love to see it, but I don't think NASCAR is going to do it. Uh, Jonathan says NASCAR purposely put Daytona as the last race of the regular season, uh, Bristol as the last race of the round of Talladega, and then the Roval as the last race. Yeah, I don't like these because these races, anything can happen. Anybody finishes anywhere. It's a clusterfuck. So just having these type of races in the playoffs, I'm against it. So I don't think they have a place in the. It's just I don't like that. Devin Booker, welcome. You must be drunk. This race wasn't horrible. The fuck is wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with me. Staring at a conga line. If you tune in and only saw lap 10, then switch the channel, then tune back, watch lap 39, then switch the channel, turn back, watch lap 90, turn it off. And it's like every time you tune back in, you're not missing anything. You're looking at the same conga line. I don't see what's entertaining about a conga line for 3.5 hours. You take the last two laps out and you take out the wrecks. I'm not drunk. Maybe you're drunk. Maybe that's why you enjoy staring at this fucking conga line for 3.5 hours. Austin, I'm digging the Sunday post race streams. Appreciate it. Kenny Ono, it's still 3 p.m. here on the West Coast. Oh shit, it's early for you. Jonathan says, especially those tracks are known for something crazy to happen in an unnatural way. Agreed. Arlacani, what is your opinion on dirt racing? Do you watch any big events such as the Chili Bowl? No, I'm not a dirt racing fan. Uh, I respect it. I understand why people like it. Um, I'm just not into dirt racing. It's for no reason. I got nothing against it. I hear a lot about the Chili Bowl. I know that's a big event. And whenever they come back to the track that Tony Stewart owns, it's not coming to me, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Kenny Ono says Devin Boker is crazy. Yeah, I mean, look, man. Devin says I'm heavy on drugs. You need to go watch golf. Golf is probably more entertaining than what we saw today. Devin is. I know who Devin Booker is. I know you don't fucking fool me getting another account. I'm on to you. I'm on to you, Mister Douglas Lint. Flaming Tables, welcome. I just got here. Did I miss the Austin Dillon Tiny Violin Cry segment review? Austin Dillon should come out with crying towel merch. He leaving money on the table. Arlacani, there was no September 30th announcement for gaming. I hear. Seems like this wouldn't be a surprise to you. Uh, no, I said beforehand. I don't think. I don't. I really didn't think something was gonna come. I saw a lot of red flags. Like I don't. I'm not surprised. Jonathan says NASCAR needs to remove those unplay or whatever it's called restrictor plates and maybe add some sort of weights, keep the cars on the surface better. Uh, Even if you added 50 fucking pounds to the car, it's not the weight of the that keeps the car on the ground. Like it's aerodynamics. That's what it is. If you get enough air under the car, or if the air going over the car can cause lift, um, the car's going to go in the air, even if you add 100 pounds. It's not the weights aren't going to keep it on the ground. Project 94, anyone have idea for maybe a good season of how to improve NASCAR video games? Ideas? Yeah, that's a good idea to ask. Maybe people have ideas we haven't talked about. R. Lacani, the Iceberg Community poll on the race, 64% selected is great race. So it seems the fans like it. I admit when I started watching, I loved this kind of racing. I grew out of it eventually. Look, man, for some reason, people enjoy it. I don't get it. And I've been watching for many years. It is what it is. Um, I don't think they care. I don't get it. It's just I got nothing to say about that. Jonathan said, I'm not a fan of Bubba, but I don't dislike him. I think since he got to race full time, he's been showing great results. This year's a huge step for him. I agree. Diehard, we should talk about how bad Corey is. LaJoy. Uh, yeah, I'm not really a fan, but look, man, I don't want to go out of my way to point fingers at anybody. This is what you get at Talladega Daytona. Next time it'll be someone else. Everyone has made boneheaded moves at these tracks. At some point, you have to start blaming the product. When you put these drivers in a situation where they're wide open, inches apart for 3.5 hours, and then at the end, you have to do something aggressive. So, how much is it his fault? Some of it, but this is what happens. This is pack racing. It I can't really go out of my way to criticize him. Um, Diehard says he wrecks everyone. Nicholas Grassi, welcome. Went to the race. Race was good. The finish could have been better. The finish was the only thing that was good about this race. So I don't know. Okay, no comment. Kenny Ono, Project 94. He always wanted to see all of the pit crew members for each pit stall, pit road. I don't know what you mean by that. Austin, I know this is off topic, but what's your take on the Matt Crafton? I only saw, like I said, I didn't watch the race. I did see the clips of the fight. From what I heard and read, and from what Sanchez himself said, supposedly Matt Crafton walked up to him, tapped him on the shoulder, and then when he turned around, he just punched him. If that's true, if that's true, Matt Crafton immediately gets his man card revoked. That is a cowardly thing to do. I don't like sucker punches. If you're going to fight, you fight. You don't just, that's, again, it might turn out that this isn't the way it happened. I saw Matt Crafton say he kind of worded it different. He said, "Oh, I tapped him and then we started talking." But then like it sounded to me like he was just trying to defend himself cuz everyone's giving him shit for what he did. So I don't know what to believe. But there were a lot of witnesses, and a lot of people are saying that Sanchez, what he said was true. So that's not a good look for any grown man to do that to somebody. I don't believe in just doing something like that, man. If you're gonna fight, you got to give someone a fair one. Um, you don't just tap someone on the shoulder and then sucker punch him. Um, I saw it. His face was covered in blood, so it looked a lot worse than I think it was. Um, if you get punched in the forehead or like around the eyebrow or above the bridge of the nose, if you split that, you're going to have a lot of blood, right? Around that area, your blood seems to flow a lot more easy. So you end up looking a lot worse. If you ever follow wrestling, things like that, where these guys they cut themselves, on the forehead or something, and then they're covered in blood, and it looks really dramatic. You know, um, it probably was a lot. It wasn't as bad as it looked, but at the end of the day, sucker punching is nah. I don't care who it is. That's you lose your man card. You got to at least be facing the guy and let them know this is this is where it's going. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. Kenny's asking the same thing. So yeah, I can't say much more than that. I didn't watch the race. Um, Jonathan says a year ago I was trying to get NR 2003 on my laptop, but I couldn't get it to work, so I removed it. Especially one, I don't know how to properly install it. Two, don't know how to add mods. Yeah, you're gonna have to YouTube, and usually you can find a way to do anything on YouTube. That's what I would recommend. Um, but yeah, if you're like me, I'm not a fucking PC guy. It's hard for me to figure things out. I've actually had to figure a lot out just to get on iRacing. So yeah, I get it. Diehard says different cars swap though. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Maybe you could explain what that means. Uh, Jonathan says, gone to the 2023 Wild West Shootout, and I got to record the second to last race at Vado Speedway Park, and Kyle Larson did a fantastic job. So, oh, I guess you're talking about dirt. Yeah, I know that guy's fucking just as amazing on dirt. Austin says, as a Matt Crafton fan, that was embarrassing. Can't condone what he did. Yeah, it looks like, according to most people, that's exactly what he did. It was a sucker punch move. Um, no way could I ever defend something like that. He should be embarrassed. Um, but like you said, we don't know if it's true. You know, here's the thing. I'm not seeing a lot of people or witnesses come out and actually dispute that story. So it leads me to believe that I mean, not Crafton, Sanchez is telling the truth. Um, I don't know. Jonathan says at least Ford is locked into the next round. I kind of think from 2021 to this season, NASCAR has been unfair to Ford, back and forth. Don't allow them to improve a little bit. I don't really know what NASCAR is doing or not doing. I know people claim stuff. Um, I don't know. Nicholas Grassi, I went to the race to meet friends. It was great seeing them. And by the way, live events are always better. I bet if I went to Talladega live, I would like it more. Being somewhere live, it's always a better experience. Let's see. Kenny Ono says I had a typo. I was saying that I want to see the pit road in the video games, full pit crew members for each. Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, man. You got to have all the details in there. It's just a shame how far behind NASCAR games are. Daniel Shell, welcome. Hey, Disco, just another reason why I hate this package. No matter what the car is, the driver, it's all about the last lap. Just forget the entire race until two to go. That's my point. Nothing that happens in the previous fucking 100 and something laps matters. It's meaningless. Look at fucking Denny Hamlin. He was a lap down. Then there was a caution. He got back on the lead lap, and then he ends up near the front. Um, What does that tell you? This isn't fucking real racing, guys. Diehard says, big time Crafton fan for years. Not happy he did it. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like it's not a good look, man. And like I said, he put out a long statement, and it was like, oh, I think it just even his defense sounded wish-washy. Not good, man. Sometimes it's best to just say, hey, I fucked up. I shouldn't have done it. I'm embarrassed and ashamed. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. And there's no excuse. And leave it at that. When you try to pile up the excuses, it just makes it worse. Jonathan says, I think Matt Crafton made a statement this morning on Twitter. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, explaining what happened from his perspective. Yeah, these guys always see things different from their perspective, but there were a lot of witnesses there, and I'm not seeing a lot of people come up and stand up for Crafton. All right, guys, so we're gonna keep this going for maybe another 10 minutes before I call it. I did see uh, a lot more people joining and getting involved. If I can, I'll try to do live streams Sundays after the race. Again, some of these races do finish late. If a race finishes, let's say, 6:30, 7 o'clock, it's gonna make it really tough for me. I don't want to make promises, but yeah. And like I said before, there really is no news like concerning NASCAR games. It's just, a lot of people made a big deal about September 30th. And, and I told you guys I had a funny feeling. It just wasn't going to be what a lot of people thought. But yeah, it's pretty much it. Nothing much happening on the video game side of things. Oh, this was Jamie McMurray, number one, McDonald's. Okay. Yeah, this was a gift for my wife. Official NASCAR fire suit jacket. I get a lot of shit when I walk into fucking Popeyes or Checkers. I'm like, hey man, McDonald's is paying me. It is what it is. Flaming Table says, Disco, I ask you this every stream, so it's tradition at this point. Have you tried the 88 old school NASCARs on iRacing yet? No, I haven't. Um, because I don't have a lot of time to spend on iRacing through the week. Usually when I jump on, I go to Cup or Xfinity or Truck. And then I'm doing Arca now, right? And then I'm also doing the Gen 4. So that's 5 different series, limited time. If I remember, I'll try. Um, I can't promise anything. Maybe I'll even upload a race. Diehard. Yes, I had to bring him upside. Oh no, wait a minute. I skipped a few. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. Man, as soon as I go like this to the mouse, it goes all the way down. I gotta go back and find my spot. Hold on. I'll find it. Don Bender says, will the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series car be in Forza Motorsports coming out? I don't have Forza. I don't play Forza. I cannot. I have no idea. I'm a PlayStation guy also, so I don't have Forza. That looks like a really great game. Like if Forza was out for PlayStation, I would get it. Die Hard. I heard Noah will get to 16 next year. Really? Well, if he does, good luck to him. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Die Hard says, yeah, I had to bring him upside. All right. Okay, so I know you're a Noah Gregson guy, so hey man, good. I hope he gets it, you know. So you get to watch him in Cup. Kenny Ono, we getting another NASCAR game first or GTA 6 first? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm starting to think GTA first. 6 may come out first because GTA 6 is in the polishing stages right now, and according to uh, their their earnings expectations for the fiscal year 2025, it sounds and all signs are pointing to the game coming out at the end of 2024 or early 2025. So that game is literally maybe a year and a half, give or take, away. That's not confirmed. It's just if you look at their expectations for their earnings for fiscal year 2025, it's GTA 6. All signs are pointing to that. So, do I think we're going to get in our hands a NASCAR game within the next year and a half to 2 years? I don't think so because it takes a while to build from the ground up. We haven't even heard an announcement yet as to somebody taking over. Now, that doesn't mean it's not happening because yesterday was the 30th. So maybe somebody just got the license and they just haven't told anyone. That's possible, right? So let's just say, best case scenario, right now, as we speak, somebody has the license and somebody just broke ground on a new game. I don't see a game being released in 2 years. And I honestly, if somebody did, I would be very worried about what kind of game you're going to release in that short of a time span. So, yeah, I honestly think GTA 6 will come out before we get a fully fleshed NASCAR game. Not talking about some garbage fucking kiddie game, arcade game, okay? But yeah, I honestly, that's a good question. I see GTA 6 being the next game ahead of a NASCAR game. Hold on, guys. So Die Hard, I did skip a comment. Die Hard says it's not the same drivers in the lines every lap. It doesn't matter. This is what happens in these conga lines. And a couple guys swap. You really telling me that that's fucking exciting? And that what matters in lap 10? That, oh, Denny Hamlin was third on the outside line. And now 20 laps later, he's eighth in the inner line. Like, who cares? When you look at a regular race, those things matter. It doesn't matter in a pack race. Where you are throughout the race is meaningless. It's the last couple of laps is all that matters. So yeah, it could be different guys in different lines. I'm sorry, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make it more exciting to me. It doesn't matter. Hold on, guys. I'm looking for my spot. Okay. So yeah, Kenny Ono asked about that. So GTA 6, I think, will come out first. Die Hard again. Uh, Daniel Shell, nice. I have a few. Oh, okay, about the jacket. A few of those jackets in my collection. Yeah, these are nice, man. I like them. I get a lot of thumbs up from people. They like the jacket. I need to get a fucking Tootsie's jacket. Although I'm not sure. Like this, I could wear this with anything because it's mostly black. I'm not sure a purple or violet jacket, or I should say, um, fuck, what's the name of that color? Oh my God, it's not coming to me. Anyway, purplish type color. It's not gonna mix well with a lot of clothes. But maybe I'll get a different 99 jacket. I'm gonna start looking. Uh, Flaming Table says Robert Kennedy out here doing his best Jeff Hardy impression. That's impressive if you know how old this guy is. He's up there, man. I think he's in his 70s. Daniel Shell, road course, short tracks, and ovals are more impressive and talented than any super speedway. I 1000% agree. Don Bender says, seems like your Sunday night internet from where you're at works a lot better. Yeah, I don't think it's not because it's on Sunday. I'm in my early cycle of my hotspot. So I'm still well within the limit. Like once the hotspot runs out, they switch it to this super slow connection. That's really what it is. Flaming says, gotcha, no worries. I'm just curious to hear your thoughts on how the cars drive and how they feel over the course of a run. Yeah, if I can remember, I'll give it a shot. Jonathan says, it does make me nervous to have no news or rumors about NASCAR games, but maybe it's not a bad thing. Probably things being worked on without public knowledge, including Mike Straw. Yeah, like I said, we don't know what's going on in the background. The important thing is that September 30th, it seems like Motorsport Games is just a dead issue, according to everything. So it's just a matter of when is NASCAR going to make this announcement, or I don't know. All we can do is wait at this point. It is what it is. Don Bender says, I'm thinking about getting it on PC next week. I guess you're talking about Forza. Forza, from everything I heard, it looks like a really good product. Lavender. Thank you. Flaming. I always forget the simple things. Lavender. I really like that color. I love unique, loud colors. But for have a jacket that's mostly purple and lavender, what can I wear that with? Black or white or purple? Like that's it. It really doesn't go with much else. So that's what makes it tough. But I love that paint scheme. I think it's one of the best paint schemes in the garage. That 99 Tootsie's car. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna spend money on a jacket that really doesn't go with much lilac. I think it's closer to lavender, but now we're parsing out. Diehard says I'm still pissed. Gibbs won the Xfinity title. I was gonna go out leather for NG Noah Gregson. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Gibbs. All right, guys. So look, we're about to hit almost an hour and a half. I want to thank everybody for showing up today. Um, we'll see what happens. If I could do these live streams more late Sunday after the races, I'll try to do it. I can't promise anything, but keep an eye out on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it, and I'll keep you guys posted. So, yeah, man, thanks for showing up, guys. Those were my thoughts on the race. Um, yeah, this is one of the worst races of the year. It's just horrible. See, Jonathan says, I think it's nerve wracking that Motorsport Games has been dead silent. They don't give a shit. Those guys, they're only concerned about their investors, and they are scrambling. I think whatever they were working on with some developer, I heard rumors that they just asked for too much, and I believe it. I do believe it that they would sort of ask for way too much. They're stupid. The license was running out. Why anyone would fucking feel the need to negotiate with them is beyond me. I would just let them fucking drown. Let's see. Who do you hate more? Hold on a second. Noah or Gibbs? I don't know. That's a good question. I think I need to see more before I make up my mind. I don't know. Like Noah, he just rubs me the wrong way. I just feel like I just get this high school bully vibe from him. Gibbs, I get more of a silver spoon brat like feel from him, right? Again, it's just me, just my, how I feel. So I don't know. Like if they could just fight it out, I don't know, right? I need to see more. That's a good question. And I honestly have to say I don't know who I dislike more. Um, if you got a gun to my head, I might dislike Gibbs more. Um, I don't know. Give it another year, and I'll probably have a better. Like Gibbs, he's kind of kept his nose clean for the most part. I don't know. I hate them both. Flaming tables. Uh, do what you can, Disco. Thanks for your community and outlet here. Thank you. I appreciate it. Jonathan says, I think they might be falling apart. Yeah, they're clearly falling apart. That's a dead. I'm just waiting to see what happens in terms of NASCAR and who ends up stepping up. Jonathan said, I think, okay, I just read that. Daniel Shell, Gibbs versus Grayson in a fight. Who'd win? Oh, I think Grayson would destroy Gibbs. Gibbs is not a fighter. Gibbs, I still remember that he kept his fucking helmet on. After that, I remember when they were. Yeah, I got anybody that keeps their helmet on. No, I think Gregson would destroy him. And honestly, Gregson, I think, could take a punch. Like that shot he took from Chastain was impressive. That was a fucking hard shot. I think I would be lights out with birds flying around my head. That was a punch. Yeah, Gregson would destroy him. I don't think Grandpa wants that. Uh, Carson drove dumb today. I think. Yeah, I think at one point he kind of made a mistake. Like I said, pack racing brings out the worst in people, and it forces you to drive over aggressive. Like you can't just fucking be passive. That's what leads to all this shit. It's hard to judge people based on pack racing. I think everyone is just gonna at some point do something boneheaded in a pack race. Harvick lost his finish penalty. What do you mean? He got penalized? Oh shit. Wow. Jonathan says Gibbs is almost like a troll in Xfinity. Flaming says, yeah, Chastain hit bro clean. That was a fucking shot. The last punch I seen that was landed that hard and clean was um, Marcus Ambrose on Mears, on Casey Mears. Um, that was a shot. Like I felt it watching it. So yeah, he took a shot, man. I got to give it to him. He's real pudgy, so his body weight probably absorbed. But that was a shot, man. Jonathan says, poor Kevin. Yeah, I guess he got fucking penalized. Wow. They said we don't care if this is your last year. I gotta respect NASCAR. I want to see them on top of shit. Diehard, he took out a few guys at Texas too. I guess you're talking about Carson Hocevar. Harvick got disqualified. Something about his window. These fucking guys keep cheating. I'm telling you, I don't like that. I don't care who does it. If Suarez gets caught, I mean, it's the drivers aren't doing it. It's the team, but still, I don't care. I don't care who does it. I don't want to see this shit. And I'm glad NASCAR's on top of it. I want to see more. Austin says, as if it doesn't get any worse for us Harvick fans. I'm sorry, man, but if they got busted, out. Viper says, I'm glad Kevin didn't win now. That would hurt. Imagine that. But I'm just glad that NASCAR is stepping up and they're doing something. Flaming Table says, didn't Austin Hill hit somebody clean like that last year? I don't remember. I remember that. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I don't remember. Maybe you're right. I do remember Austin Hill. Who did he fucking hit? I don't remember what happened. Diehard says he's working out like hard right now. Just shared it on Twitter the other day. Hey man, good for him. You know what? Maybe he learned something. Maybe he realized I need to get my shit together. I can't be doing because look, man, um, his reputation hasn't been the greatest. He's been involved in shit before. Um, so listen, good for him. You know, you got to learn from your mistakes and build on it. That's all you can ask for. Jonathan says it was a windshield fastener. Yeah, this is not the first time I've seen something with the windshield. Um, yeah, I don't want to see that. These guys and people make excuses. These are multi-million dollar race teams. Believe me, none of this is an accident. So if they get caught, penalize them. So anyway, guys, uh, thanks again for joining the live stream. Uh, anything that you guys want to chime in with? Wish they would have caught it before the race. Hey, it's the way it works, man. You take a chance. You don't know when you're going to get caught. Jonathan Johnson said he was never expecting Noah to leave the team after the suspension, but he did to work on himself. Um, did he leave voluntarily? Whatever. Look, what's important is if he's legitimately working on himself, good for him. Let's see what happens in the future. I'm always open to seeing somebody who's had issues try to improve in any way. I'm never gonna shit on somebody for that. As much as that doesn't mean I'm a fan. That doesn't mean I'm gonna like him, but I respect that, no matter who it is. Harvick did. Yeah, you know something? I do remember another situation where that rear windshield, and I remember they would show you like the windshield under speed, it gets kind of sucked in a bit, and it creates this like concave thing in the window because this is plexiglass, right? Um, yeah, and it creates downforce. So yeah, if he got caught, hit him hard, man. Austin says appreciate the stream, thank you. Harvick isn't the one that calls the shots. Look, man, like I said, it's not the drivers, but unfortunately, you are all part of a team. So you get caught, the whole team looks bad. The whole team looks bad, and it's good because now maybe the people that make these decisions think twice and say, look, man, it's not worth it. And now all of us look bad. So, all right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta call it. Thank you. I'm gonna try to do this again next week after the race. We'll see what happens. Okay, guys. Project 94. Boy, we'll win every damn race till they catch us. Junior Johnson. Yeah. Okay, man. All right, guys. I gotta go. Thank you for joining the live stream. I appreciate it, guys. Later.